So today is the final day of our transformation sheets, and today we're going to be doing our tops off shots.
It's been 10 weeks in the making. I remember the week one photo being shot and feeling hugely embarrassed about it.
I guess the whole process has been taking somebody from an absolute beginner, and I mean somebody who doesn't lift weights, who would go to the gym and literally go for a half an hour run, to somebody that is capable of taking themselves to the gym, having an understanding of how to make it intense, and then equally take him from somebody who had very little understanding of health and nutrition to somebody who knows now how to eat healthily every single day while keeping a good body fat percentage and keeping healthy and fit, hopefully for a long and prosperous life.
For me, the aesthetic side of it is only a small part of what we're doing. So I wanted to come out feeling like I had physically improved in some way, that what I had built was for go rather than just for show.
I was able to go in kind of at the deep end. He's got a big fitness background. He already had a big fitness work capacity. So all we had to do was give him a structured program that improved on all areas of his strength and power.
I'm sort of acutely aware that for our readers or anybody who sees our before and after shots, that is all they look at. They don't sort of read the background, they just sort of look at the before shot and go, he's a bit fat, and then they look at the after shot and then maybe some, comments are there's a bit of Photoshop or retouching in that. But for me, this transformation has also been about managing a certain illness that I have. I suffer from ME, or chronic fatigue syndrome. A bad day can entail cognitive dysfunctions. It's sort of really difficult to concentrate on things. Joint pains, headaches, sleep disturbance, and mood swings, as my wife would often remind me.
I didn't know what we were going to get at the beginning. What was surprising, or maybe not, was we got the exact opposite. And what started to happen was Ped found that he wasn't getting the normal reoccurring bouts of his ME that he'd always had. And actually the training itself was becoming a very positive aspect in his life.
To go 10 weeks without having a single bad day has just been unheard of in my 7 years of suffering from ME.
In some ways, it's as hard as anything else I've ever done. When you're doing something, it always seems like the hardest thing you're doing. It's weird like that. And some of those workouts, I felt like it was harder than Ironman.
It became about creating challenges for him to keep him motivated, to keep him engaged. We did a lot of breathing ladders, squat breathing ladders. You get to a point where you don't think you're going to finish. It's a very physical journey, but it's also a very psychological journey.
The first week or two, we were picking up injuries because I was using muscles that I hadn't used before necessarily. I got a bit of tendonitis in my elbow.
Ped had an operation on his hip some years back, an old football injury where they trimmed part of the bone and put it back in the socket. That was likely to affect him when we did squats and deadlifts at some point, and the muscle that took the strain for that was his hamstrings. So we just had to pull back a little bit, and eventually we stopped doing those movements. We knew it was 10 weeks, therefore we had to keep pushing. So little niggles are bound to happen.
The eating was tough in a different way. Dealing with eating such large quantities of food, it meant that one of the things that I take most enjoyment from in my life became a task rather than something of a respite.
I mean, we were lucky that we had meals from Meal Tech that enabled us to just, they delivered the food for us. He just consumed what he was given. It made it easy, it made it simple. So you didn't have to worry too much about food prep. Bottom line is, if you don't eat, if you don't get the calories in, you are not going to grow. So he did that, he committed to it, he managed to get them down. He put on 10 kilograms over the 12 weeks. Well, 8 weeks actually, which is a lot of weight. So he did really well with that.
I'm hugely satisfied. I'm chuffed to bits to go against the grain and train heavily, putting a lot of weight through my body, which goes against my consultants would tell me to do, to lose the amount of fat that I have done and actually gain muscle as well, has been fantastic.
The results came back that Ped lost 6 kilos of body fat and gained a kilo of muscle at the same time. For me, that was brilliant, and the body scan people said the same, that in their words, it's the nirvana of body transformation. When you look at the before and after photos, there's a huge difference as well over the 10 weeks. So we got the aesthetics, and I think for me, forget how he looks, and I know we all focus on six-pack and how somebody looks and body fat percentage. In terms of the health improvements, they hugely outweighed my expectations. His unhealthy visceral fat was quite bad, and actually, according to the DEXA guys, was on the really red end of very unhealthy.
Really, the difference between his and the transformation that I've done is that he was in a place where, you know, he was at risk of succumbing to serious health ailments or conditions. It's literally been about, you know, what do I need to do to save my life, you know, and really what could be more important than that.
Really encouragingly, my visceral fat has dropped from a reading of 125, which was in the increased risk category, down to 77, which is below average, which is fantastic. It's all the fat around my organs, which I didn't even particularly know about. So I'm really, really happy about that. Nick's transformation period has been amazing, truly inspirational to see somebody as advanced in his fitness and workout regimes as Nick, to look to him to see what, you know, what I could reach in the future.
I feel pleased with how it's gone. I'm one of those sort of people who's never entirely happy with what I've done. Today, day of the shoot, I'm not as thin as I was possibly at the start, but I just look a lot better and I'm a lot stronger, and that's what I wanted out of this. So yeah, I'm really happy.
He's gone through something, gone through a process that has not only built him up physically, it's built him up psychologically, it's increased his knowledge, it's increased his fortitude, his ability to really sort of push through and achieve new things, and has changed him. If you just make somebody look good, have you really changed them? I think a lot of the time the answer is no, and in fact sometimes it's changed people for the worse.
Key thing with the transformation is to come away from it having taken life lessons. It's not like just a temporary thing, that it's taught me that I'm stronger than I think I am. I realise I need to push harder, and I can push harder in workouts. And it's also taught me the benefit of like proper structured programming. Really, if you want to achieve something, whatever that is, you need to, you know, find a clear path to doing that and stick to that path.
I'd like anyone who's going to read the feature, or anyone who's been following mine and Shaw's blog during the transformation, to take away the fact that even as a beginner, you know, you're never too late to enter the world of, you know, training like this. I'm 38, never been in a weights gym before, and I've done it, and I believe I've done it successfully, and I'm really, really happy with the results.
Transformations and changing your lifestyle is for anybody. Anybody can do it. And to do it, you need to set a goal, but you need to know that you're going to work hard. Keep that goal in the forefront of your mind, which will keep you working hard. Make sure it's intense, and make sure you take your body to failure, which will make the changes you need.
So this program, the program that Nick specifically went to, I would say would be suitable for a fairly high-level gym goer. You know, someone that's got at least 2 years training experience and feel that they're ready for something a bit more challenging. Even if you don't do the whole thing as it's written, take elements from it and implement it within your own programming to make specific gains towards your own goals.
It was amongst the most inspirational things I've done. I will always remember this. On my deathbed, if the things I will remember will be things like Ironman, things like this, and a few other select things. And I just feel it's taught me a lot about myself, and I think I've built more self-respect from having done this. I've just learned that if you really want something, you have to work exceedingly hard to get it. And I think what this has shown me is that I'm capable of doing that, and I need to be prepared to do that no matter what I do.
Click on the left thumbnail for another Workout of the Week challenge, or click the right thumbnail for a workout you can do from home. And click the MF logo in the top right corner to subscribe if you haven't already.